to Mondo Street's My Soundtrack, where we ask artists to run through their lives, loves, wins and funerals, all to the soundtrack of their life. Hello and welcome to Mondo Street Social Club. Tonight we herald the return of Oli Ng. Hi Ollie, how you doing?
I'm all right. You okay?
Yeah, good. So you were one of the very, very early guests on the podcast, and it was just around the time that your first album was released, which was Everything is Impossible Until It Isn't, which came out on the 7th of April last year.
Yes.
How did that go down, the album?
Yeah, it went really well. We did a tour around the UK and Europe. We did, I think it was 20 dates in total, a mixture of with the band and solo. But yeah, it went down really well. The vinyl sales have been doing well, and the reception's been great. I haven't won a Grammy yet, but maybe it's coming. Who knows?
So, well, Premiership title or a Grammy?
Premiership title all day long.
I thought you'd answer it that way. I really did. A good way to give Jurgen a send-off, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless he presented me with my Grammy, then I'd take that.
Yeah, that's a good life objective. So, one of the fascinating things, you've got a new album coming out on the 1st of May called Sinners or Saints. And this
like
was kind of like a bit of an yeah, and it was a bit unexpected to you because you didn't know it was being recorded.
Yeah, so we recorded we did an album launch actually in where I've parked my car right now. We did it in here, in Crewe.
Okay.
And
yeah,
we put on a show in this outdoor venue here, and my sound engineer at the time, who also recorded the album, was testing out some of his new recording equipment, and he never really he just sort of pressed play. One, because he wanted us to be as natural as possible, and two, he wasn't sure whether it would work, so he didn't want to promise. He didn't want to promise us anything or not. Anyway, it did work, and we went through the songs, and we picked a selection of the best bits really of the show, and we're just putting it out as like a little live album EP thing. So, yeah.
And how did it feel when Jack turned around and told you that he'd recorded it?
I was a bit like, oh, right, cool. Like, we'll see how that sounds, sort of thing. And then, and actually, it sounded all right. Actually, there was a few songs that I was a bit like, no, we can't put that out. But
okay.
Yeah, but we wanted to keep it as natural as possible, really. So we haven't really fiddled with it too much, just mixed it, really. We haven't, we wanted it to be as natural as possible, because that's the whole point of a live album, isn't it? So.
Yeah. And that's available for pre-save or pre-sale now, isn't it? But you've only got a few more days to go until it's actually out.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's out, so.
Okay, and if anybody wants, are you doing vinyl release on it as well, like you did with the first album?
No, we're not. Looking back, I would have loved to have been able to put it out for Record Store Day or something like that. But by the time we got around to mixing it and stuff, we hadn't really thought about it, and we ran out of time. But yeah, no, not this time. Just digital. This one, really.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so anybody that's looking for it can pop along to your Instagram page and find the details in your bio there.
Yeah. All the links in the bio, as they say.
All the links in the bio, as they say. Right, you're going to go into guinea pig mode now, because we've got a new section of the podcast, and this is really so that people can get to understand how your brain works a little bit more. And it's where we ask the guests to actually to put themselves in a position where somebody's commissioned a movie about their life, and you've got to write the soundtrack. So I'm going to give you different parts of the film, and you're going to tell me what song you choose to go over that song or piece of music. So we'll start off with.
This is no pressure, because because I keep telling my girlfriend that I could be really good at writing, picking songs for films and TV programs. So this is no pressure
Totally,
because
totally, yeah,
I've kind of
yeah.
big myself up a bit here.
And the only thing I haven't said is who would you have starring as yourself? Because I think that's always where the ego kind of slips out a little bit. So the opening credits. What song have you chosen for that?
Well, kind of like a soul kind of song, which is kind of like
Yeah.
So I've picked "Hold On, I'm Coming" by Sam and Dave. As a kind of
Oh, what a fantastic song.
like sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I thought I'd go for
yeah.
that one
And
because I like the hook
okay,
on that one.
yeah, and the thing about that is that you can have big titles around that as well, and you can see your name in very large font where it should be really. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's only a short name as
yeah,
well, so you can use really big font, can't you?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so looking at your first love then, so you, irrespective of what age you are, your first love, what was the song that backed that up?
I struggled with this one really because it wasn't really a specific song, so I kind of went for the kind of kind of music I was listening to around the time, when you're in high school and you
Yeah.
started,
Mm.
going out and stuff like that. And around that time, I was listening to a lot of Scouting for Girls of all people, and they were all quite
Oh, wow.
lovey-dovey and all that, weren't they? Like She's So Lovely and all
They
that.
were, yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of time, so I kind of I went. I've gone for Heartbeat by Scouting for Girls because it was that kind of, you
Yeah.
know, time, and they were singing all
Yeah.
about it, weren't they? Really. So yeah, I
Yeah,
went for
yeah.
that one.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're not gonna cheat and pick another one of their songs for the first heartbreak, are you?
No, no, there's no repeating artist actually.
Oh, get you.
I would have just picked all Bruce Springsteen really, but I specifically
I I
stopped
I
myself.
that is exactly what I suspected you'd do, you know.
Well,
I
no,
know you
because I
too
knew
well.
I knew you might think that. You see, so I stopped myself. Yeah.
So what song did you do for your first heartbreak then?
This is an album that kind of listened to a lot during my first heartbreak, and it was almost as if they'd
Yeah.
written it for me. So it's the title track of the album. So it's Get Hurt" by the Gaslight Anthem. That
Oh,
was a
lovely.
no brainer, really.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's funny when you're going through something like a heartbreak that every single song is written directly at you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
there's no ambiguity there. They wrote it just for me.
yeah, yeah. Definitely.
Okay, what track then summed up high school for you?
Again, this was a difficult one, really. And I was trying to think of what I was listening to when I was at high school, but I've gone for a song that we used to play in one of my first high school bands, if you pardon me, like cliche. Um, and it's
Yeah,
All These Things That I've Done by the Killers, because I
The
remember
Killers.
us
What a
playing
cracking
that and it
song that
always
is.
going down well, and that was, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we used to play that at like our school gigs and stuff, and everybody was singing along, that was the first time I thought, "Oh, this is what it feels like to be a bit of a rock star." You know what I mean?
Did that then keep that bug going in you? So, as you were getting old and you think back to that, did you say, well, this is still the impetus to keep trying to get there?
Yeah, 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 definitely. You never forget that first feeling
Yeah.
when, even though it's not your lyrics that they're singing back at you, when there's a room full of people singing it back at you, you think, "Oh, I
Mm.
like this," sort of thing. So you know what I mean. So that, yeah, like you say,
Yeah.
that was always the, "Oh, we this is what we could have, and let's keep trying to have it," and
Okay.
stuff like that. So yeah, that song I think.
Okay. So we're about halfway through the film now, and we come to the big Rocky moment where we have your training montage, which is a strange thing to have in everybody's life story, but it always goes down well.
Yeah, this part of the film is probably not fiction, not strictly accurate because I don't really exercise. So if I was to exercise,
Yeah.
this could be the part where I ran briefly during the COVID pandemic. This could be that part of the film.
That is exactly it,
So
and so many people will sympathise with that.
yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
couch to 5K era. This can be.
Yeah.
So the song I chose was "Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen for this one.
he had he had to appear, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to have one. He had to have one.
Of course he did. With you, I'm surprised it is just one. God. Okay. The
Yeah.
next one is which the next one is one which I think people will find a little bit difficult because of like, how we always like to be a bit humble, but your biggest achievement, what song would you have playing over that?
My biggest achievement so far, I would think, is bringing the album out. So I would pick a song off that, I'd imagine. So we'll go for the single "Haunted House."
Yeah,
That was a
cracking.
good. That was one of the songs that went down the best as a single as well. And yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll pick that one.
Okay, and that's a cracking song. So you've done all your training, you've done your Born to Run, you've hit your achievement, but now you're an old man, and the film is coming to its end. What song would you play at your funeral?
I've thought about this. I have thought about this already, and I would be a bit tongue in cheek with it. So I've gone with "Fire" by Kasabian, just to give people a bit of a.
I do like that. I really do like
I
that.
don't really listen to I don't really listen to Kasabian, but just because
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it?
it is, and you can just imagine the faces. So you've gone into the eternal with the sounds of Kasabian rocking behind you. The credits come up, your name, the stars, the producers. What song's playing over the credits?
I've gone with I don't know how relevant it is, but I could just feel it over the credits, and the lyrics are
Yeah.
kind of relevant about things kind of coming to an end and stuff. So, uh, I've gone with "Learning to Fly" by Tom Petty. I think
Oh,
that would
what a
fit really nice over the credits.
yeah! That is a really good track to choose, and you can also put the analogy that you're floating to heaven.
Well, maybe that way. I don't think I'll be going that far up. I think I might be going the other
No.
way, but you never know.
So the aim now then is we've got your film soundtrack, and we'll create a Spotify playlist for this, which will be available with the
Excellent.
podcast. So if people want to, listen to our conversation now and then listen to your choice of songs, they'll be able to do so, and they'll be able to enjoy your life with you.
And we can send it to Martin Scorsese as well, can't we? For when he wants to make the film.
Totally, totally, yeah. And I can see Leonardo DiCaprio playing you, mate. I really can.
Oh, I don't know about
So with the new album coming out, then how's the touring going?
that. It's going all right. Yeah, it's been quite quiet this year so far, but it ramps up a bit in May. And I'm going back over to
Yeah,
Germany for a few solo dates, and then
yeah,
yeah, we'll see how the summer goes, I suppose. But we're writing and stuff at the moment. So last year was so hectic with the touring and everything for the album. It's nice to still do a bit, but take a bit of a break and see what's next. Really.
yeah. Because I remember looking at your tour dates last year. They were just like it was just rammed. You didn't give yourself a break at all, did you?
No, we wanted to try and fit in as much as we could, really. and visit as many places as possible. And I think we got there. Yeah, we did all right.
Yeah, I thought it was mighty impressive. So we've already discussed that you'd rather have the Premier League title than a Grammy. Yeah. We've gone through your films and your music taste to go with your film. The album. What's after the album? What's after the album, and what's after touring to support it?
Recording the next one, I think. We're currently writing.
Oh,
I'm trying to write and write
yeah,
and write. And so me and Leon, the drummer, have got
yeah,
plans to get back in the studio and start recording the follow up, whatever that might sound like or whatever it might be. We're not quite sure yet, but
yeah,
that's the next step, I think.
yeah. Okay, okay. Well, it's a shorter episode than normal because I kind of dropped this on you a little bit, and you were very kind to step up and stand in for somebody that kind of like dropped out on me. So I do appreciate that. Best of luck with the release. I know I'll share it as much as I can on Instagram, and I'm sure everybody will grab it as they did the first album. And best of luck tonight with the game against the Dirty Blues.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for having me. And I'm sure we'll talk again soon. And thanks for your support and stuff. It doesn't go unnoticed, all the shares and stuff that you do, and appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, up the Reds.
Hey, no worries. Oh. I'm sure that's not something we should say too loud. All right, thanks, buddy.